Okay, real quickly, I want to talk about a comment I received on social media. It read, credit is a scam. And I normally don't address the haters, but I have to speak on this for 1 second because I want to say that I agree. Credit is a scam if you don't know how to use it. Now, I want to break it down for you. When I say credit is a scam, I mean interest that comes with the credit. That is the scam. Now, I'm about to give you an example. When I purchased my home, my rate was in the twos, 2.5. The total interest I'm going to pay is $93,000. Now, if you have bad credit, let's just say your interest rate is in the fours, right? Your total amount of interest would be $156,000. My good credit, I'm paying $93K. Your bad credit, you're paying $156K. That's a whole $56,000 you could have kept in your pocket by having good credit. Now that is the scam. I said 4%. Right now, rates are 6 and 7% to buy homes. So I can only imagine what sub rates are now when rates are 6 and 7% for prime rates. So besides buying a house, you need credit. Besides buying a car, you need credit. Most people cannot buy a house or a car cash. Even the people who can still use credit to purchase those items because they could use their money to make money. So why would I spend $500,000, $600,000 on a house cash when I could put that $500,000, $600,000 in a brokerage account, invest into the stock market and make 10% annually? Just do the math. So I'm going to give you a real life example. I could have paid cash for the car I have. I bought it brand new. It cost $40,000, but I took out a loan for 3%. Whenever I finance, I try to finance at a time where rates are very low. Mind you, car loan rates right now are about 7, 8%, depending on your credit. Mine was a little under 3%, but I'm going to just round up to make math simple, right? So instead of giving them my whole $40,000, I use my $40,000 to invest. I got a 20% return on my $40,000. So the profit I made off of my $40,000 pays for the interest of my car and I get to keep 17%. So 17% goes in my pocket because I use my money to make money. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I used the bank's money to get my car. They charged me 3% for me to borrow their money. By having good credit, they charged me 3%. I took my cash that I had. I could have used it to pay for my car, but then I wouldn't have been able to put it in the stock market and make 17% off of it. So virtually, some of the profits I'm making off of the stock market, I'm using to pay for my car, and I have no interest. Now, this is why you should use credit and not abuse credit. I'm going to give you one more example of how I benefit by having good credit. If I get a credit card promotion, I take advantage of it. If they want to offer me 100,000 points in order for me to sign up for their credit card, I immediately sign up for their credit card. Most of the time, they tell you to spend a certain amount of money within a certain amount of time, and they would grant you the 100,000 points. 100,000 points is $1,000. The reason they do this is because most people aren't going to be able to pay that off immediately. So they're going to be paying interest on that amount of money they spent in order to accumulate the 100,000 points. But what I do is I pay my credit card off right away. So I don't have to pay no interest. So I get a free $1,000 because I'm not paying any interest. Not everybody does that. This is why I'm saying if you don't know how to use credit, then it is a scam because you're going to spend $5,000 to get 100,000 in points. You're going to owe about 18% in interest because credit card interest is way higher. It could be up to 29%. So if you spend 1,000, you're paying $290 in interest annually, right? And if you don't pay it, it accumulates and compounds over time. So you're paying way more. But if you pay it off immediately, you could be paying $0 in interest. Sometimes I'll leave a little bit of a balance so I could give the bank $1 or $2, maybe $10 at the most. But $10 in exchange for 1,000, that's a good trade-off in my opinion. You don't pay them no interest by paying off your credit cards. Another thing I do, I leverage my personal credit for business credit. Now, when you build up your business credit, You could get to the point where you don't need a personal guarantee, but in the beginning, you might need a personal guarantee. That means they run your personal credit score in order for your business to get its own line of credit. I leveraged mine to receive $100,000 in credit from the bank. I used that to buy some equipment for my logistics company. And then within that year, I doubled that $100,000. So I made $100,000 in my business. I paid them their $100,000 plus 5%, and I got to keep the rest, all off of leveraging my credit. And another thing you could do in order to leverage your credit, you can sell trade lines. Selling trade lines is when you add an authorized user onto one of your credit cards. So what I do is I find people, if they don't find me first, who want to increase their credit score rapidly. A quick way to boost your credit score is to ride on somebody else's coattail who already has good credit. I charge between $600 and $800 to add people as an authorized user on my credit card. The price depends on what the credit card limit is. A higher limit is going to be a higher price. So once you get done with this course and your credit score increases and you're able to get cards with $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 limits, you could add somebody as an authorized user on that credit card. It's real easy to do. I'm going to put a slide in this course showing you how to do it. But those are just a few ways you could benefit off of having good credit. Listen, wealthy people use credit. They leverage other people's money in order to make more money. Poor people, they think credit is a scam. Let that sink in.